We're on air, Jeff. Is that right?
We are on air, Greg. Well,
That's good.
welcome everyone back to the Inkerman Report.
Grand final edition.
Grand final edition, the SANFL. And Glenelg are playing the Woodville West Torrens team, or the Eagles. And we're going to give you we're not going to give you a commentary, but we're going to give you a commentary on what we think is happening at quarter time and half time and three-quarter time, and maybe a wrap up at the end. And I'm Greg, and
My name's...
I'm Jeff.
You don't even know who you are.
I'm Jeff.
I'm the Greg one, he's getting mixed up. Yeah.
Anyway, who's going to win?
Oh, the Mighty Eagles.
The Mighty Eagles.
Foregone conclusion.
The Mighty Eagles are going to win.
Yes.
Greg's always been an Eagles supporter. I was until I played for a different club. So we're both going for the Eagles today against Glenelg. So sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come back to you every now and then. And this will be going up on YouTube. And I'll put a link to the last episode of the Inkerman Report, which wasn't all that long ago, probably about 6 years ago, I think. So you know, this is the Fast and the Furious. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep you informed. They're just doing the toss on the Adelaide Oval at the moment. Who's winning the toss, Greg?
The
Eagles won the toss, so they'll probably be kicking with the wind.
Yeah.
Later on we'll explain to you, all our viewers in America and other places that don't know much about Australian rules football, we'll explain the rules maybe at half time. We might do a run down on the rules, shall we? And try and explain how the game works.
Well, I think we should.
We should, yeah, we
Some
should.
people who don't
There's a
know.
lot of
I'm
people
not sure that I can interpret the rules properly anymore
No,
myself.
they keep, they keep changing the rules.
Yeah.
They do keep changing them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so keep watching, and this should be a momentous game, and also a great broadcast actually. We're coming up to quarter time, and the plastic Menzel brothers have been dominating. Troy Menzel's lining up for his second, and Daniel Menzel's already got two, and now Troy's got two. And they've got, what's their lead now? 19-point lead now, when Glenelg were dominating in the first half.
They did, Jeff. Yes, Glenelg.
But Tyson Stengling, or whatever his name is, and Stengel, is it? Tyson Stengel,
Yes.
and Daniel Menzel and Troy Menzel are dominating, along with all the support staff. And the only one who's looked a bit threatening down there, the other end for Glenelg, was Mr. Bean. But he's not really doing a lot either, is he?
No, he's not.
No, he's not doing a lot. So anyway, it's nearly quarter time. I wonder what the quarter time score's going to be. Okay.
Roughly what it is now. Yes, you're right, Jeff. Glenelg dominated the first probably 10 minutes, but since then it's been total Eagles domination. Yeah.
These Menzel brothers, they've got a lot of experience in the AFL.
Yes, they
with
have.
Geelong and other teams, and they're really going quite well. I think it's looking like an Eagles win, Greg. Is that too early to call?
I think it is too early. It's only quarter time.
Yeah, well, it's not quite quarter time yet. Oh, here's a go. Mr. Bean's got it.
Mr. Bean. Yeah.
His name, ladies and gentlemen, is actually McBean, I think. But we like to think he's a Mr. Bean lookalike in some ways, but probably a little bit more.
The siren might go while he's
probably
kicking
a bit more articulate. Anyway, he's going to have a shot for goal, and we'll see what happens. The siren might go while he's kicking.
I reckon he's going to miss it, Jeff.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Liam McBean, his name is.
Liam, yes.
I think he's number one, isn't he?
He's number one. Yeah.
Okay, so Liam McBean is lining up from inside 50, and he needs to get this.
Richmond in the VFL many years ago, and
no, he's missed it to the left.
That's right.
One behind only, which scores a point. We'll explain some of those things later on, folks. Now, just coming out from the full back line, out onto the left-hand flank, and Angus Poole gets it. The back line's holding up well here for the Eagles.
Menzel wrestles to the front against Max Proud.
Whoa, that was probably almost kicking in danger.
Boundary line, and Glenelg just happy to scurry it over for the moment. Approaching the 30-minute mark of this opening quarter.
There you go, approaching the 30-minute mark. I think we'll just have a pause here, if I can get up again. Quarter is just underway, Grego, and the Eagles are leading 32 points to 14. That's 3 goals in front, and it's in their, within their 50. They're attacking again, so they're making all the running at the moment. What's your prediction at this stage of the game, early in the second quarter?
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, it's all good. My team is showing good
Just turn the
results
volume
here.
down on that TV a bit because it's probably drowning out what we're saying here. Is this it here?
He's a very good player for the Mays over the years. Terrific over here. That kicks to him.
Well, just about turn that one over here and going there. Dylan Land through a
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's okay. I think we can talk above that now.
Oh, righto.
Otherwise, probably no one heard anything we said.
No.
No, it's terrible, isn't it? Not that I meant anything.
No.
But I think the Eagles have got this, even though it might be a bit early to call it.
Good signs so far,
Good
Jeff.
signs, but
Good
as you
signs
pointed
so
out,
far.
what was the situation last time they played?
Exactly the same, near enough. So,
And the Eagles were in front right till the end, and then Glenelg came back at them, and then they nearly looked like they were going to lose it, and then Tyson Stengel kicked a goal in the last quarter to win the game, to put them into this grand final. Is that what happened?
In the last minute.
In the last
to
minute.
get in front by
So I
4
wonder
points.
if that'll happen again today.
Oh, well,
What do you think?
It's a very similar situation to last time, Jeff, yes.
It is. Okay. All right. Sorry you can't see this, ladies and gentlemen. You could probably tune into something on the internet and watch these. Watch on YouTube. They might be. You could watch the replay of this game probably. Eagles versus Glenelg.
At the Adelaide Oval, ladies and
On
gentlemen.
the 3rd of October 2021. This is the grand final of the SANFL, South Australian National Football League. And in the past, before the AFL came along, it was one of the biggest days in South Australia. And it still is in some senses, but not to the same extent it was in the old days when Greg and I were lads. Anyway,
That's right, yes.
is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're spot on, Jeff.
Spot on. Okay, well I've got to get up again now. Turn this thing
Yeah.
off. Oh!
Might take 5 minutes, but he'll get to the
You got your cup of tea? Oh, you got your cup of tea there.
6. Oh, that's a bit silly.
6-2 to 2-2, is it?
6-2 or 6-3. No, I only kicked 1 goal, and I only kicked a point.
Yeah.
So I think you're right, 6-2 to 2-3.
Yeah, something.
Well, that'll do.
Okay. Welcome back, viewers. Here we are with our scintillating halftime summary. And that was a very low scoring quarter, a real battle of defence there. The Eagles only kicked 1 goal, and who are they playing? Glenelg. Glenelg only kicked 1 point.
1 point, that's right.
So it's 6-2 to 2-3. A lead of what, Greg? What's the maths on that?
Well, it's 4 goals, Jeff, isn't it?
Is it?
Near enough. Yeah, 23 points.
23 points. Well, there you go. He's better than at maths than I am. Anyway, so here we are. What do you think?
Well, it's as you said, Jeff, a battle of the defences for that quarter. Backwards and forwards a bit, and nobody really dominated. So I'm just hoping my Eagles can keep up the same pressure for the next half.
Yeah. How long have you been following the Eagles?
Since the day I was born, Jeff.
Since the day you were born.
Yes.
Who was playing then?
Oh, goodness me. Bob Hank probably was, and a couple of guys like that.
He would have come a little bit after you were born, I reckon.
No, he retired in 1953 when I was 4.
Oh, you were 4?
I was 4,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, he would have been playing then.
He did.
So, yeah.
And Lindsay Head's first year, he was 16 and they won a premiership then.
Yeah, I remember watching Lindsay Head when he was 17.
Yeah, well,
Back in the early days.
well, that was the early 50s, Jeff.
Yeah.
Then I watched guys like Freddie Bills and Jeff Kingston, Neil Hawke. When I was a teenager, they were all 10 years older than me.
They had some legends
in their
out there then, didn't
Bob
they?
Shearman turned up from Essendon or somewhere,
Yeah.
and then he defected to Sturt. Yeah, I watched quite a few good Eagles players. We're always around the mark. We'd get in the 4, but we could never win a premiership way back then in the 50s and 60s. Yeah.
So bearing in mind that we're old codgers and we probably don't know too many of the new players, who's the best Eagles player you've ever seen?
Oh goodness me! Now you put me on.
I put you on the spot, haven't you?
Yeah. A lot of the best I've ever seen. No. Well, I've just named quite a few very good players.
Yeah.
I don't have any particular favourite. They're all good to me.
They were good. Lindsay Head won 3 McGarry medals, of course,
He did.
and he was a very clever player. He was my idol when I was a kid. But they had Bob Shearman and Jeff Kingston and Neil Hawke, you mentioned. They had a lot of fantastic players back in the day.
Yeah.
And so we're probably still living in that time. We're not up with these current
I
guys.
guess they've had plenty of good players during the 80s and 90s, or
Yeah.
they amalgamated with Woodville, became Woodville West Torrens in 1991.
Yeah.
And then we won a premiership in 93. It took us 2 years as a combined club to win our next premiership.
I took a lot of photographs the day they won that premiership in 93.
Is that right?
After I've done this video, I might put a link underneath so people can look at, or I might actually attach some of those photos from that premiership to this video that we're making. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it?
Oh, so you can mix and match all this,
I
Jeff,
can mix
can't
and
you?
match, yeah.
Yeah, being the wizard photography man that you are.
Wizard.
Yeah.
What are we drinking today, Greg? What do we got here?
Oh, it's Dilmar tea.
Dilmar
yes.
tea today. There you go.
Dilmar, yes. Dilmar tea and a couple of biscuits and a bit of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bit of chocolate cake there.
Chocolate
Hold
cake,
that up
yeah.
there. We've got some biscuits over there, too far out of reach. How can I get them?
Oh, well, put them on the floor by your foot then.
I've got to get up again. Can you hold that while I get the biscuits?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen from here with this game, Greg?
Oh.
Whoops.
How do you pick it, Jeff? It's just
I don't know.
too...
I think it's the Eagles.
actually...
The Eagles by a mile, I think.
Balance those biscuits on there.
Put 'em on
and
there.
then you can hold your cup of tea again.
And then I can dunk one in
You
this.
can dunk one in there, yeah.
Okay,
How good's that?
that looks dunkable. Okay, so this game is being played at the Adelaide Oval. What are some of the things that we can explain to our viewers who don't know much about football? What can we talk about the scoring and the kicking and some of the rules? What do you think, Greg? What can you
For
explain?
those who don't know anything about the game, first of all, a goal is 6 points. And that's when you kick it through the middle 2 sticks, and then you got either side of the middle 2 sticks. If you kick it between those 2 sticks, it's 1 point. So,
When you say sticks,
well,
they're actually called
goalposts.
goalposts. and they're-
Goalposts, yeah.
The ones that you kick, the 2 big ones,
Yeah.
where you kick a goal and get 6 points, they're quite high. The other ones are about half that height.
That's right.
And if you
yes.
kick through the white one and the red one, that's where you get a point.
That's exactly right.
And the interesting thing, a point is also called a behind. So work that out. I don't know why they ever come up with that. Probably because it's behind the post. And is that fair enough?
Oh, that's...
So they kick the ball with an oblong ball, which bounces all over the place. So there's a lot more skill in this than there is in soccer. Well, some would argue about
oval
that.
shaped ball.
An oval-shaped
is the
ball.
other way you can put it.
Yeah,
That's
it's probably
why
not oblong.
it doesn't bounce straight.
It
like-
bounces all over the place, and you've
like-
got to learn
like
how
a
to
soccer
kick it.
ball, you know which way it's going to go, but footy, it quite often tricks you.
It does, and if you become a good player, you can actually kick with either foot, your left foot or your right foot, and you can handball, which is hitting the ball with the fist like that. I could hit this cup of tea, knock it for 6.
With your fist, and,
That's
and,
another game,
and you're
knocking it
holding
for
the
6.
ball in the palm of your other hand.
That's right, and you're not allowed to throw it. It's got to be hit off the hand. If you throw it, well then it's a throw, and then the other people get a free
It's
kick.
a free kick, that's right.
And you get a free kick if you get pushed in the back.
Yeah,
A free kick in the AFL, if the ball goes out of bounds on the full and goes over the boundary line, goes out on the full, you get a free kick. And if a player catches the ball in the air, that's called a mark, and then he gets a free kick.
yeah.
You can play on from a free kick, which means you keep going, but normally when you take a mark, the umpire blows the whistle and you stop and you kick it to someone else. But the idea is to keep the ball... Am I talking too much?
No, keep going.
The idea is to keep the ball moving forward,
Yeah.
so you can score a goal.
So
And sometimes you'll have as few as 5 or 6 goals in a game when it's very defensive. Other times, if it's a free-flowing game, you might have as many as 20 goals being scored by either team.
yeah.
So there you go. It's a very thrilling game. You should Google it and watch it if you haven't watched football before. And we are experts. We should know.
Oh, yeah. Well, we both grew up with it, and
We grew up with it, that's right.
and from our young days, cricket and football were our two main sports, I suppose. As you know, tennis and athletics were around a bit, but cricket and footy are the two big. And Aussie rules is in Australia only, of course. Cricket is around the world, played around the world, but yeah, we're the typical Aussie kids. Who we're very sports orientated, Jeff and I, of course.
We've lost it a bit now.
We love our sport. We can't do it anymore, but we can still talk a bit of rubbish about it.
We can.
And sometimes we throw in a bit of common sense, just to get productions like this going, and with the aim of becoming famous.
Oh, no, we haven't got that aim. Anyway, to talk about the different competitions, there is the national competition, which is called the AFL, the Australian Football League, and each state has got one or two teams playing in that competition. Victoria has got more than the other states. 2 teams in Western Australia, 2 teams in South Australia, 2 teams on the Gold Coast in Queensland, 2 teams in Sydney. Is there 2 teams?
2 in Sydney, that's
2 in
right,
Sydney,
yeah.
yep.
So there's
And
8,
there isn't one in Tasmania yet. They're hoping of getting one in Tasmania. Then
but
there's
there
about
should
another-
be, because Tasmania
Yeah.
is an Aussie rule state more
Yeah.
than rugby league or rugby union, which is Queensland and New South Wales dominated by those 2 sports.
And in the Northern Territory, they have the Northern Territory Football League, and they have some other competitions up there. They have a Queensland Football League. They call that the Quaffle, I think. QFL.
Yes.
You have the NTFL. You have which is in the Northern Territory up in Darwin. You have the SANFL,
Which is what
which
we're
is what
watching
we're watching
now.
today.
Yes.
We have the Waffle, which is the Western Australian Football League. What else is there?
Well,
There's lots of district teams and
there's a
whatever,
lot
an
of
amateur league and
lots of country clubs
lots
too.
of country teams anyway. So we both had a crack at playing in the old days, but we never got to the height that these guys are. And,
Well, I didn't, but Jeff was pretty good.
Nah.
He played in the SANFL, yes.
Very briefly, Greg, we
Very
don't
brief.
we
No.
don't need to talk about that.
No,
I
no.
did play one game against Glenelg one day in this competition in the same level, and one game against the Eagles, West Torrens, in those days when I was back playing.
Yeah.
But the main memory I have from my game against Glenelg was that it was a very close game. It was West Adelaide playing Glenelg at the Glenelg Oval, and it was neck and neck, and it could have been anyone's game, but Glenelg won by 2 goals. Guess who kicked the 2 goals? The guy who I was supposed to be stopping from kicking goals.
Oh, no.
Bob
Jeff.
Ainsbury, his name was. Someone
Bob
will remember
Ainsbury.
Bob
I remember
Ainsbury's
that name, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but we had a lot of fun playing footy and cricket. Greg and I actually met playing cricket for the West Torrens Football League, which was located at the same oval as where this West Torrens team used to be based.
Yeah.
And we saw many a games as kids of West Torrens playing on the famous Deberton Oval.
Deberton
They're still
Oval.
playing footy there again now?
Oh,
Some games
I'm
have
not
been there.
sure.
They had
Jeff.
some of the college games, didn't
It's
they?
been very underused the last
Yeah.
10 to
Yeah.
20 years. It's
But anyway, there you go. Well, look, that's a bit of a summary where we're at. The guys are all back out on the ground now. It's been a half-time break.
yeah.
And so goodness knows, they say that the third quarter is the premiership quarter, where one team gets ahead of the other team. In the AFL Grand Final last week, at 3/4 time, it looked like the Western Bulldogs were going to win. But then all of a sudden, the Melbourne Demons, they ran all over them, kicked about 12 goals in the last quarter and thrashed the team. So hopefully that won't happen to the Eagles today.
No.
So hopefully in this third quarter is the quarter when they are going to win the game and seal the game. So that's our half-time wrap-up with a bit of rubbish thrown in while we have our cup of tea and a bit of cake that we've got and our biscuits.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to you maybe at 3/4 time. So keep up the good work, everyone. May the
Yeah.
best team win, which is the Eagles,
Yeah.
in our opinion.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yep. Not to be missed. And then I've got to get up again. You should be doing this. Ah,
Oh, well, I'll press the wrong
That's
button.
test-
I
testing
pressed
out-
the wrong button last time.
that's testing out my hip replacement.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, dear.
Well, here we are, Grego. It's 3/4 time. And what did we say at half-time? The team that wins the third quarter is going to win the grand final. Well, we should have said that anyway if we didn't.
Well, we do say it's the premiership
It's
quarter.
the premiership quarter.
That's a common saying
So-
amongst the our game.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. So what happened in that quarter? Give us a quick summary, Grego. Can you remember?
Oh, well, the Eagles actually continue their domination, Jeff.
They did.
They've had control of the match for, well, 90% of it at least, and they just continued on. Most impressive. But then a couple of weeks ago, they played Glenelg and they kicked 5 in a row to get back, although now we are 7 goals and 1 point up, which is, might as well say it's 8 goals.
It's a long way to come back from 7 goals down in the last quarter to win a grand final.
Yeah,
Not too many teams would have done that. It's probably been done, but not too often.
Be very rare, Jeff, very
Yeah.
rare. So I'm quietly confident that my team will win this grand final.
And yeah, some of those Torrens boys are really playing well, aren't they? That Jack Davis guy, Luke Thompson, Riley Knight.
Yeah.
The Menzel boys are still threatening, and yeah, they're really going in there, aren't they?
Oh, a good team effort, Jeff. Yes.
It is. They deserve to win. Hopefully they will.
They do at this stage.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you never know.
You never know.
No,
You don't.
anyway,
Are we run out of steam?
I don't know. Well,
It's
I'm
very tiring sitting here watching football.
quietly confident that
You are quietly
my
confident.
team will win, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, it's my team too. Although
it is.
I go for lots of teams, but
It
but
is.
when I was a kid, my first team was the Eagles, West Torrens as they were
Yeah,
called then. That
That's
was
right.
my team,
Yes.
and I used to go every Saturday afternoon, come rain, hail or shine, and we used to form a bit of a cheer squad behind the goals each year.
Is that
for
right? Yeah,
all the kids from Henley High School we used to go, and
No,
we
I
used
never
to
did
go
that.
there.
I was never in a cheer squad.
Yeah,
Just-
well, we weren't an official cheer squad,
I
but we
just
always
used
used
to
to get
sit
together
quietly.
behind the goals, yeah. And we watched Jeff Kingston kicking those big screw punts in from centre half forward. Kicked 89 goals one year he did.
Is that
From
right?
centre half forward, he won the goal kicking that year.
And Neil Hawke,
Yeah.
he pioneered the drop punt.
Well, he didn't
remember?
pioneer it, but he introduced it to South
well,
Australia.
He is.
There was a guy in Victoria called Thorold Merritt that was the first exponent of the drop punt.
Okay.
And I think he might have
And
played,
now
played
they
for
don't.
Collingwood, I think.
And now they don't do anything else.
No,
Hardly.
we used to do drop kicks. Now they just consider us drop kicks.
Well, if you did a drop kick today, you'd get
You're not
dragged.
allowed to do a drop kick now.
The coach would drag you. Yeah.
They would. Anyway,
Yeah.
so this is 3/4 time, isn't it?
It is 3/4
So we're going to have
time,
to sit
yes.
through another quarter of it.
That's right. Yeah.
And so are our viewers. Well, they don't have to. They
Well,
can turn us off halfway
yeah.
through. They probably already have.
Well,
Anyway,
it could have happened, couldn't it? Yes.
it could have. Anyway, so you're watching the Inkerman Report, ladies and gentlemen. And this was always going to be a fantastic show, but we never ever got it off the ground. So we're trying to revitalise it here.
Yeah.
But I think we're leaving our run a bit late because other people have come in and stolen our thunder. They've come in and done similar shows to us when we were the first ones to ever do it. This
That's
armchair
right.
type criticism and commentary.
They stole our idea, Jeff.
They stole
I
our
think,
thunder.
But then we
Yeah.
did let it lapse,
We
unfortunately.
did let it lapse. We didn't really get into it.
No.
But anyway, you'll have the
No.
links underneath to the previous couple of Inkerman reports, which was a game between who? Richmond and Port Adelaide, wasn't it?
Oh,
Way
I think
back
it
then.
was.
Yeah, it was Richmond and Port
Well,
Adelaide.
I think our first ever report was a cricket game, Jeff, wasn't it?
What?
Rather than a football game. Didn't we do a cricket game for a little while? Or?
A cricket game. I don't
Yeah.
remember ever
Didn't
doing
we?
cricket.
Oh,
no, we
okay.
used to go and watch the cricket.
Oh, is that what we did?
Yeah, but we've never done a video on the cricket. Maybe we should.
Oh. Well,
Anyway, it's 3/4 time. The score is 10-5 to the Eagles and 3-4 to Glenelg, 65 points to 22. And that is quite a
43 points, yes.
substantial advantage at 3/4 times, and you would think that the Eagles will run out winners of this, but you just never know. It's not over until, well, I won't say that thing because that's not very inclusive, that person about the lady singing. But anyway, we'll see you in the final wrap-up after this quarter. They're about to bounce the ball.
yes.
And go up for the ruck. When they start each quarter off and after a goal's kicked, they bounce the ball in the centre of the gown and the big guys go up and try and tap it to advantage. And that's called rucks and rovers and ruck rovers and all that jazz. Anyway, time to turn this off again and get up again. Oh! Well, there you are, Grego. It's all over now. The
Is it
Sirens
ever?
gone. The Eagles have won 99 to 32. So that's a
Yeah.
margin of 67 points, which is
11
11 goal one.
Yes.
That's a
Oh,
thrashing.
I'm
That's a thrashing in
very,
anybody's
very happy, Jeff.
Go Eagles.
Yeah, goodness me.
Yeah, well, that was quite a thrashing. They did well. Daniel Menzel,
Unbelievable.
4 goals. His brother Troy, 3 goals. And they really just rubbed it in that whole second. Well, until about 15 minutes after the start of the first quarter, the Glenelg team just haven't been in it.
No, you're right. They were leading 2 goals to 1, I think, after about 15 minutes, and
And they looked like they were going to run away with it.
then we destroyed them.
And then look what happened. So there you
Yeah.
go. So it's been a little while since they won one, a couple of years, isn't it? So
Oh, the Eagles?
yeah.
Not since last year.
Oh,
No.
they won one last year.
We've
didn't
now
they?
won
2 in
2
a row. 2 in a
yes.
row. So we're going.
And last year we won the seconds as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they'll be going
we're
for
on
a
a roll.
three-peat
We're-
next year.
3-peat next year, yeah. And the
Yeah.
Bays won the year before though, so
Yep.
yeah.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our summing up of each of the quarters and a little bit of background about the game of football in Australia. And
Yes.
we've enjoyed watching it. And we predicted early, you might notice, that we said we think the Eagles will win. And I called it quite early that I think they've got it. And they have got it.
Oh,
So there
yeah.
you go, 99 points, almost 100 points to 32.
Yeah.
And there's jubilant scenes on the screen here at the moment. The Glenelg players don't look too jubilant, but the Eagles players certainly do.
Yes.
So once again, thanks for watching, and like if you like, subscribe if you wish, and we will
Say goodbye.
and see you
See you next time.
next time. That's it.
Is that what I was supposed
Yeah,
to say?
yeah,
I can
well-
never remember that.
Well, we're gradually working it out, aren't we? We're a work in progress. See you later, everybody. Thanks for
Goodbye.
watching.
Thank you very much.
See ya. From
See ya.
Greg and Jeff, who am I? Who are you? You're Greg and I'm
Well,
Jeff.
I'm Greg.
Okay,
But you
all
got it wrong at the start. You didn't
I
even
did.
know who you were.
Yeah, well, it took me
Yeah.
a while to warm up.
You better
Okay.
smarten up a bit.
Contrary to what I said during the proceeding, this is not a slideshow of photos taken in 1996. I went to that game, but I didn't take too many photos. It was in the pre-digital days. But this was the grand final in 2006 when the Eagles played Central Districts, and they played a very similar game to what we've just watched today, in that they really thrashed Centrals, who had been a powerhouse for some time in the SANFL. So you might recognise some of these people here, so sit back and watch and enjoy the slides, and point them out to someone who you know, who you may know was actually playing in that game. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.